4 Kenyan filmmakers arrested for publication of BBC documentary Blood Parliament have been released on a free bond after an intervention by their lawyer. The 4 spent the night in police custody after a raid and arrest at their offices in Karen, where their tools of work were also confiscated. Victor Ngaruia reports that civil society and media organizations have condemned the incident.
Nicholas Gishuki, Brian Wamai, Brian Adagala, and Mark Karubiu are now free after being arrested for producing Blood Parliament, a BBC documentary revealing identities of security officers who shot at and killed protesters in Parliament in June 2024. Police OBs at Pangani and Muthaiga stations say the 4 were arrested for publication of false information.
From further insight into why they'd been taken, it seems they're being targeted for the publication of the Blood Parliament documentary, which was aired by BBC.
They were taken into custody on Friday night after arrest at their studio in Karen, Nairobi.
Yesterday in the evening, they were, for lack of a better word, they had been taken and rather they had not been given, rather memorialized, and they had been detained for the past 24 hours. 2 of them were actually detained at Pangani police station, and the other 2 were brought to Muthaiga police station.
When the documentary was released last week, a planned community screening was blocked, sparking public outrage. The BBC report singled out police officers believed to have killed 3 protesters after analysing over 5,000 images to piece together the sequence of events on June 25, 2024. The producers say they are still in limbo on the arrest.
I'm happy for the guys who came through. For sure, definitely friends came through. Relatives came through.
Several civil society and media organizations have condemned the arrest as an attack on press freedom. The Kenya Union of Journalists is calling on the state to stop intimidating journalists.
We are condemning the arrest of the filmmakers who are associated with the Blood Parliament documentary that was run by the BBC. This is obviously intimidation and harassment of the media, because the content was good, and that is bold journalism we usually talk about, and therefore the government must stop harassing and intimidating the 4 people who were arrested.
The documentary also renewed calls for the arrest of police officers behind the brutality witnessed during the protests.
The world just marked World Freedom Day, but even as media stakeholders and national security officials discuss ways to enhance media freedom, press suppression persists. Victor Ngaruia, NTV.
Now, with regards to that particular story, there is an update from the BBC where a BBC spokesperson says that, and I quote, "We have been made aware of the arrest of 4 journalists in Kenya to confirm they were not involved in any way in the making of BBC Africa Eye's Blood Parliament documentary." There is a statement on that particular story developing right now that a BBC spokesperson has said that we have been made aware of the arrest of 4 journalists in Kenya and to confirm they were not involved in any way in the making of BBC Africa Eye's Blood Parliament documentary. The BBC there saying that the 4 were not involved in the production of that particular documentary, Blood Parliament, but only published the documentary.